discuss about the trusses, and afterwards we'll go for how the trusses will be classified. So trusses. A trusses, it is a structural member. Structural member. It is connected with several members. There may be more than one member, we called as trusses. More than one member. In case of the bar element, you will have one element and beam element, where in case of the trusses, the number of bars or number of beams are joined together, then it forms an trusses. Okay, so here there is a bar element, another bar element, third bar, fourth bar. So all the members are joined together and it forms a trusses or a structural member. Okay, so all these are joined. So all the members, there are several members, are joined at their ends, right? So all these joints are jointed with the help of either it may be a smooth pins or riveted joint, welded joint. Okay, so all are joined together, and the analysis is to be carried out on the trusses. So the loads, it will be applied on the joints, where the loads are applying on the joints, and the main function of the trusses to support the loads and to carry that load, and it will be distributed to the joints. Suppose the load is applied and that load will be distributed to their joints, and we are assuming the loads is applied at their joints, and where the stress is a two-dimensional, it is a two-dimensional element. So what do you mean by two-dimensional? You might heard one-dimensional, two-dimensional, three-dimensional. So two-dimensional is nothing but when you apply the loads on a truss element, the body or the members, it will get deformed in two axes. Either it will be deformed in horizontal axis and also the vertical axis. So where the truss element is in two-dimensional, so their displacement or deformation will be in two-dimensional. It will be in x direction and one more will be in y direction. So u is the displacement along the horizontal axis and v is the vertical axis, where two displacement. In case of the bar element, where the deformation along the axis of the load. Okay, so when you will apply the tensile load, so the deformation will be along the axis of the load. In case of the truss element, the deformation will be in two axes. One is along the axis, another is perpendicular to the axis. That's what we call as two-dimensional element, where truss is an two-dimensional element. And okay, so all these joints are, when the number of elements, suppose these are the truss. Okay, so all these members are joined at a point or at an ends, so that we called as a joints. We called as joints. So these joints, either it may be pin, riveted or welded, as I mentioned you. Okay, now we'll go for classification or types of frames or trusses. So another name of the trusses also we called as pin jointed frames. Pin joint frames. There is an alternative name for an truss, pin joint frames. Now we'll go for types of frames. So the frames are classified into two types. It is mainly classified into two types. So in that first one, it will be perfect frames. Perfect. Okay. Then second one, it will be imperfect. Imperfect frames. So now how we will justify the perfect frames? So in the perfect frame, where when the load is applied on a members, it will be under equilibrium condition. It will be under equilibrium condition when the load is applied, and there will be no changes in their body. Okay, so when you apply the loads on their members, so this member is in equilibrium conditions and there will be no distortion in the body. There should not be any distortion, no equilibrium. So that we call as imperfect frame. Okay, the best example for imperfect frame, and in the another form also we can define. So in a perfect frame, it will satisfy the condition of equilibrium. It will satisfy the condition of equilibrium, where number of members is equal to there is one equation that should be is equal to number of frames is equal to that equation, then we say that it will be a perfect frame. Okay, let us see the equation. So the best example we'll consider a triangle element. It is also called as constant strain triangle element. So let us say a triangle element where you'll have the number of elements are, let us denote 1, 2 and 3. So there are 3 members or 3 elements, 3 bars, and number of joints, let us denote the dot like this. So number of joints, let us say 1, 2 and 3. So number of joints are 3, number of members are 3. Okay. So here when you apply the load, the body it should be in equilibrium condition without any distortion of the given truss. Okay. Now there is one equation to satisfy this perfect frame. So that is where n is equal to, it is 2j minus 3. N is equal to 2j minus 3. So now define what is n, where n it will be an number of members. Number of members. So members is nothing but 1, 2, 3 are the number of members, and j is nothing but it is number of joints. Number of joints. So let us take the number of members are, in this case it is 3. 1, 2, 3. And number of joints are 1, 2, 3. So both are 3, 3. Okay. Now substitute this I and j, n and j in this equation. So number of members are 3 minus 2 into number of joints are again 3 minus 3. So 6 minus 3 you will get 3. So LHS is equal to RHS. So this will satisfy the equation of perfect frames. So when number of elements are is equal to the number equation, then we can say it is a perfect frames. Hope it is clear to you. Okay. Now we'll go for imperfect frames. So in the imperfect frames, again in the imperfect frame, the number of frames or the number of members are less or more than the equation, this equation. The number of frames, let us say n is equal to 2j minus 3. So in this case, the number of members are not equal to this equation. So either it may be less than or greater than the number of members. Okay. So if the number of members are less than, and if it is more than the equation, then we say it is an imperfect frame, where it is body is get the distortion. Okay. then we'll say it is an imperfect. So again, imperfect frames are classified into two types. Again, it is further classified into two types. Let us denote as small a. So first one we called it is as deficient frame. First one, deficient frame. Second one, redundant imperfect frame, where deficient frame is also imperfect, redundant frame is also imperfect. So when we can say it is an deficient imperfect frame, when the number of members are less, okay, the number of less than the equation, then we say it is an deficient. If the number of members were, let me say, suppose if you get like this, then it will be deficient. If the number of members are more than the equation after substituting, then we will call redundant imperfect frames. Okay, so let us take the example for deficient imperfect frame. Okay, so we'll draw a quadrant or 4 bar element. Also it's a 4 bar means 4 elements. So here are the 4 elements and number of joints. Okay, so now how many members? 1, 2, 3, 4. So number of elements are 4 and number of joints 1, 2, 3, 4. So both are equal, right? After substituting, let us see how whether it is in equilibrium or it is in the imperfect condition. So we'll substitute here. Number of members are 4 is equal to 2j. So 2 into j. J is nothing but number of joints are 4 minus 3. So it is 4 into 2, 8. 8 minus 3, you will get 5. So 4 is equal to 5. It means the number of members are less than the equation. It means it is an deficient imperfect frames. Okay, if it is more than that, if it is an number of members are more than the equation, then we will call redundant imperfect frames. Okay, so this is about the types of frames. After that, what are the assumptions? What are the assumptions in the perfect frames? So what you have to assume while analyzing the trusses or the pin frames? So first assumption, let us assume all the members are, not all the members, let us assume the members cross sectional area, each member cross sectional area is uniform. It will be uniform, means the length of the or cross section of the perfect frame, it should be uniform. Okay, and the frame is an perfect one. Okay, the frame is an perfect one. We are assuming the given frame is a perfect frame. It should be perfect frame. It means it should be in the equilibrium condition, perfect frame. Then third one. So each joints are made of a pin jointed. Okay. So as I said you, it can be welded or it can be riveted, but let us assume all the joints are pin jointed. And the deformation in each places will be in x and y direction. So there will be two deformation at each shape. And the fourth one, the self weight the self weight of the members are negligible. The self weight of the members are negligible. Okay, write down the fourth one, self weight. Self weight. Weight of the members is negligible. Negligible. The self weight. Okay, the weight of the member is negligible. And next one, so we have 4 points. Another, all the members are pin jointed, that we have discussed. So pin jointed, and the frame is loaded only at the ends. So now the another last point, this point also I have discussed, where the frames, it will be loaded at their joints only. Okay, the load will be applied at their joints. The loaded at joints. So these are the some basic assumption in analyzing of the stresses. Okay, now in the next class we are discussing about what are the different methods of joint for making the analysis of stresses. There may be different analysis, either you can go for analytical method, graphical method. So we'll discuss that in the next class.